Mimosa on the
She had
balcony.
mimosas for everybody.
She brought us.
the
She got
entire
everybody
crew.
mimosas. The entire crew.
Was that shot The Only Bread Is Leaving the Movie?
There are a couple.
No,
Yeah,
Brett leaves the movie for a long time.
So should we explain that,
Yeah, please.
guys?
It started on Ready or Not. The pullout when Alex is over Daniel's body, and I think
No, it's when Grace is in the hallway. It's when Mark leaves Grace.
There are two.
Yeah,
two.
but
Oh,
the
there's
first
two.
one was
Okay.
Mark leaves.
Oh, yes.
I mean, Mark leaves Samara.
and Jamie coined the term "Brett is leaving the movie."
This is Brett Jutkovitz,
our
VP.
RTP. Is Brett leaving the movie? where's Brett going?
And then
it's
in Scream 5, when they all are, by the picnic tables at the high school, and they all decide to go places, and then the camera just begins rising.
Brett
to
leaves the
check out
movie vertically
ingredients.
in that moment.
That's Brett leaving the movie, and then Brett leaves the movie there, and then Brett leaves the movie. I mean,
We should say
Such an
Brett
amazing
really.
VP.
Yeah, he's incredible. He knocked it out of the park on this one. Like, oh my god. We ended up using the same lenses we used on Ready or Not.
We did, yeah.
and
Only
it, to
Scream
me,
movie that
too,
wasn't
this
shot
looks so
anamorphic.
different than 5. I mean,
Yeah.
wonderful. I love how 5 looks, and I love how this looks, and I love that they have different visual identities, but it's such an interesting thing.
Yeah, we actually did when we were choosing lenses, we did a blind taste test because the ones we wanted to use weren't available. They
You
had,
tasted each lens.
We tasted each
Just
lens.
lick
but
a lens.
Lick a lens.
Brett he tested 6, and typically, we know what's been tested, and he was like, I want you guys to choose a set of lenses based purely on the feel, and this was the one that we all just loved.
Yeah.
The Cook S4s.
We could use that though.
We talked about this scene so much during the pre-production with you guys, and who should have the idea, who should inception the idea, should Ethan inception it, should it be, and we've talked about this in the edit a lot. It's so nice that this is a Tara moment.
Yes.
That it doesn't just, because it'd be so easy to just make it obviously Sam.
Exactly,
Sam.
yeah.
And there's something it just spreads the love a little bit in such a nice way and really makes it feel like a team.
I just love the let us protect you.
Yes.
Like there's something
Yes.
felt so, the acknowledgement of what Sam's been through and done, but also the, when I fall down, you pick me up. When you fall down, you have to let us pick you up.
It's so nice.
It also builds off of the Kirby scene with Tara too, because it's taking the proactive approach.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Going
Jenna-
after the monsters.
Jenna really enjoyed that she was like, so I'm just out here talking about killing somebody with a bunch of cops walking around.
on speaker?
Very
I'm gonna have
valid
this
point.
on speaker? Okay, cool. And that Ethan does incept it. That Ethan starts
yes.
with the, if we had a place
If we just
to
could
go.
hole up somewhere.
Hold on. This is all of us
Evil
chanting,
dies
evil dies
tonight.
tonight.
Evil
Evil dies tonight.
Little homage.
Little.
Yeah. Guys, this is a set of all sets.
Still,
Yes.
that blows
This
my
is,
mind.
This set is
I do remember
This is a
it early
build,
on you
the
guys
entire
going,
thing.
well, I mean, like, we have to shoot in the New York subway. And it was like, I don't think the MTA, like,
Yeah, they're not gonna
separate
allow
everything
you.
else, they're probably not going to be psyched for the murdering.
Well, apparently there is a like the Bowery Street station has been decommissioned
Oh,
and is
yeah. No,
only
no.
used to shoot now. It's wild.
Yeah. It's crazy. But this was a huge, amazing set built by your wonderful production designer.
Yeah, Michel La Liberté. We were gonna travel a decommissioned path car up from New Jersey and learned that it was so heavy that it would buckle the stage floor. The stage floor couldn't actually hold its weight. So ended up building it. And they molded everything. It's like down to the smallest detail. It is a replica of a New York subway car.
They even had the gum stains on the where you're standing on the floor.
Oh
Yeah, pee
was
stains, gum
incredible.
stains. Like it was,
Yeah.
but it was all
stains.
clean. It was all like production dirt, so it felt like the only subway you could walk around and actually touch the surfaces.
And so you guys wrote in the script that there's all the iconic slashers and
Oh, dude.
and that was so exciting to us. And then when we got out to Montreal, we got a hard, that's never gonna happen, guys.
Well, yeah.
And then, we were like, can we, anything we can do, please, please, please. It's so important that these aren't just generic costumes. And then it kind of went away for a week or two, and somehow we got back that we could use them all. As long as they don't do the thing that they're famous for, we could use anyone we wanted.
Paul Neinstein, fantastic producer, my partner, and lawyer in a former life, went to work on that.
That's a Paul special.
Yep.
Paul,
It's a
that's
Paul
a Paul
special.
special. Because I do remember, like, this, first of all, first thought, best thought, this was literally the first thing Guy and I thought of. Before we knew what the movie was about, before we were like,
Subway
New York,
scene.
and then we looked at each other and went,
Subway.
scene. And then as we wrote it, the idea of having all of these iconic slashers within there. But in my head, I was already to the place of they're never going to let us do it, but let's try and see what comes back.
It's so just like removing myself from having made this.
Right.
It's such a cool thing as a movie fan, especially a horror fan, just to see.
See it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jamie, Guy, I'm curious. Is there a scene in this movie in particular that feels very different from what you guys scripted or imagined it to be? Like,
What did we fuck up?
Yeah, that's
No,
really
but like, what's in,
all right, hold
I'm
on.
so curious about the
We
translation.
should have started this. You should have asked this question 30 minutes ago because this is going to...
We could have gone on a run.
Yeah. No, I mean...
I feel like your scripts and we're so close to the process of,
Yeah.
you know, and everyone's so involved. It's so communal that I feel like part of the work is all of us getting very much on the same page. But I'm always
so,
curious of
yeah.
that translation.
Well, I think this goes back all the way to Ready or Not, that the reason I love working with you guys so much is that it's almost like you can see into my head and you put what's there on the screen.
Yes.
And Ryan Murphy, my co-writer on that, it felt the same way. When we visited set, we're like, oh my God, this is exactly what we pictured. And to be honest, it's been the same on the two Scream movies.
Yeah,
You know, it's, you guys just, I don't know, there's something about this collective, the five of us, that's just, we see things the same way, I
Hostel
think.
fuego.
You know?
Hostel fuego forever.
Self-work.
No, and I also think I love this Danny Stemming front shot coming up. It just says everything about his character. But I think it's like stuff that's different than we envisioned is stuff that evolved because we all talked about it. Like
Yeah.
so it was, you know,
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
never like what's that?
It's never a tangent. It's never some separate
No.
separate
Well,
thing.
it's one of my favorite things about the way we work too. And again, this goes back to Ready or Not. If there is something that is in the script, we trust you guys enough to know that it's there for a reason. And if we have a question about it, we literally just call and say,
Explain
just talk
this.
us through
walk
what,
us through this.
what are we
Yeah.
missing?
Exactly.
Let's have this
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah, and it's never a situation where you're like I don't like. It's like we don't know if we like this or not, but explain this because we may not be getting it. And you know, half the time it's like you're like, oh, that's great, and the other half the time we're like, oh, maybe there is a better way. Like, and that sort of sends us all off on a different journey to find the better way. But I think it's always like the theater is a perfect example of that, right? Where it certainly wasn't how it was originally scripted, and there was stuff going up ladders and not ladders, like multiple staircases and
Scaffolding,
stuff. But
yeah.
like the evolution of that sequence led it to a better play.
Right.
But going back to what Guy said, there literally is like I remember picturing that ghost face with a shotgun, like Terminator 2 shot in my head while
Yeah.
writing it. Never said that aloud to you, and then saw it in the dailies and was
Right.
like, of course, that you know.
I think we also just all love
Same
the same
touchstones.
movies.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly,
The
yeah.
testament. You see that on our text chain.
We all rip off the same things.
Yes, exactly.
I also think, just like really briefly to sort of say, like, we've been so well protected creatively on these movies
Yes.
by, you know, William and Paul, my partners, by Gary Barber at Spyglass, who's just like, tell me the kind of movie you want to make. And this was, I mean, and Paramount too, like there was so little noting and meddling and what if we cut this whole sequence out. None of that happened on this movie.
No, we keep saying that this is basically director's cut. There's nothing we changed. We didn't. They asked us for deleted scenes, and we were like, no, they're not
deleted
in,
for a
they're not
reason.
in the movie for a
Really-
reason. Like
Yeah.
we don't. Yeah.
This, by the way, is my personal nightmare. Not even the getting stabbed part, but just being trapped on a train
being
with
on a
something.
train.
Right?
I'm
That's
able to
right.
talk around that many people is just, it's such a common nightmare.
It's just such a and we Guy and I also talked about like if Jason Takes Manhattan is the train, or Joker is like I'm alone on a train with people. I'm never afraid of that. I'm afraid of this.
Yeah.
Also, I do want to say like it's not there's because I saw some stuff about like it's New York where nobody cares, and I'm like, no, that's actually not how New York works. People do care,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
like New Yorkers frequently try and help our characters through like the
Well, I
store
think-
clerk, the people here, like
And it's Halloween specifically, we think that is like the vital ingredient in this
Yeah.
scene because it's one of those holidays that I think gives people permission. Like you can get away with more because of how crazy the holiday is. And that was such a vital ingredient in this feeling the way that it feels.
This was both of their last day of shooting, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
It was hard. It was
Yeah, it was sad. Things started getting sad. Everybody was going home.
We actually started adding setups because we didn't want to. We didn't want to wrap people.
There's our Jennifer Jolie Easter egg over there. I'm not sure
Yes,
if
we
anybody's
talked a lot
catching it.
about what was going to be up there. I remember. Also, by the way, fuck this franchise was Jasmine.
Yeah, Jasmine.
This was
Jasmine.
great.
That was it. And she only did it once, so we only had one take
Oh,
of
it's
it.
so great.
And this, the street in the background on the right there is where Tara and Tony meet in the beginning, just in real life.
Yeah.
Don't trust anyone, remember?
This was something we came to a little later because originally Josh was in the
He was going to be in the theater.
and it was sort of it was almost like too many cooks, and then this felt like a real.
She's being smart.
a smart moment.
This makes me love, like, once you get through the movie and realize that Danny's not a bad guy.
Yes.
I just love all of his choices. Like,
Yes.
he
doesn't
listens
fight
to her.
back.
He's
He's
like,
saying,
yeah, I'm
he
out.
says,
Like,
I get it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just like, it's so nice compared to Richie, who seemed like such a nice guy. And was a
Exactly
horrible
right.
piece of shit. And
Yeah.
this guy is just such a nice dude.
Yeah. We
Absolutely.
find out later that his plan was he was going to go to the cops.
I'm gonna
and
go
say,
get the
my
cops."
girlfriend and
Yeah.
my girlfriend and her friends
You
are
guys
going to kill
fucking-
somebody.
You're relying on one
But,
cop.
like,
You're doing the vigilante thing, but
Just dealing with these two shady
The
people.
little one wants to execute
The
somebody.
little one.
execute someone.
Yeah, maybe I need to get away from this murderous teenager.
We're safe here.
I love what the everybody's doing in this scene. How you can feel the weight of it, and you feel the like. There's a little tension, especially with Kirby.
This was a moment too that I'm so glad Jamie and Guy you fought for. There was a moment where
Just to the left.
in production in prep where we were like, there was a question of whether or not they should go to the theater earlier in the story,
Right.
because it felt like, oh well, let's see all of this at the end. And I'm so glad that you spend time there earlier and then you come back to it in a different context. I don't know what the movie would be.
It was a huge scheduling issue, I remember,
Yeah.
because we were it was at Jasmine. It was like if you only shot the theater for the third act, you didn't have to schedule for Jasmine being there. And we were like,
That's not
we
the reason
need
to
her to
do
be
it.
there. You
Yeah.
need.
I remember when we had all those conversations about the movie's changed so much at this point. You can't get here and
then be
also
like,
have the moment of
"Whoa."
woo.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, it cannot slow down at this
Yeah.
at this moment. It needs to start ramping up.
I love how much
That look.
caked on blood we just left on his knife.
That's right.
We wanted Gail to be there, too, and see all the stuff.
Yeah, that was the other thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Courtney
Right, yeah.
doing that. Yeah. Sam Carpenter tank top, third act alert, by the way.
I know.
Yep.
And the
Again.
Happy Birthday Roman thing makes me so happy.
Me too.
I know.
love that.
It's
so great.
Kenny's top story.
And this was where to place all of these props was another
yeah.
thing that was just a very frequent topic of conversation. How to stage all of the items so that it felt like a bit of a maze,
Yeah.
a bit of a museum.
Because you were going to have to use it for action.
Gonna have to use it
later.
for action later. Yeah, there was a whole lot of planning that went into that.
Dermot Mulroney approaching a car, opening a car door, but not
Does not
driving
get
in a
in.
car.
Does not drive the car. Yeah, so this is one of those things that, again, just as a movie lover, I get so excited when there's movies in movies.
Yes, no, absolutely.
And
The
so to be
Cinema
able to-
Paradiso version of Scream here.
Yeah, exactly.
And that is, by the way, Jack Quaid voicing Ghostface.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you pitched him up a little bit, right? For the. Or did he just pitch himself
He
up to
did,
be a little younger?
yeah.
That's pretty great.
And that's Adriana who was getting stabbed. Ron's assistant who shot all of that stuff with Adam, our assistant.
When Tara goes, "Oh, all this stuff looks so old," I'm like, I remember all that stuff.
This is a very
Our
sweet scene.
ancestors built this.
Maybe that's what
Movie theater. I also love how Chad will always wear, will rep whatever educational institution.
good.
He's a brand man.
It's nice to just have some, like,
Yeah.
some romance in these movies.
Yeah. I mean, she's gonna get stabbed in 10 seconds.
Yeah, for a very short period of
But
time.
it's this like great, like
Stab
nothing
in the
good lasts for very long in these movies. I think that's part of the language of them. It's so fun to play with.
Yep.
You just know the second something good happens, that the bottom's gonna fall out.
Yeah, Mason gets a lot more action in this one too.
Yeah.
He does.
I like how well he holds his own
Yeah.
for so long, and you're like, he's gonna win this thing. And
Yeah,
then
and then
stabby, stabby, stabby.
Props again to the stunt team for they designed some of the most fun sequences.
I talked to somebody who
Nice
really loved
swipes.
the movie and was like, I hated myself because I thought Kirby was the killer for 5 minutes.
I know.
And I was like, that's great.
Yeah.
And then they
I
were like,
betrayed
no,
Kirby."
no, I betrayed her. And this again also is like, who's got what knife, who's got what gun, how many bullets are in each gun.
Oh yeah.
I remember writing alts for
Mason.
Yeah.
there.
yeah.
Pictures
how
of
many
that
camera
motherfucker.
puns can we come up with?
Yes. We
On
had
the
so
day.
many camera puns.
Another Asta El Fuego text chain. There.
Exactly. I also remember Guy and I, when we went up there and saw this hallway, we're like, oh, yes,
Gotta
they have to
Yeah,
run
that hallway's so
It's
good.
claustrophobically tight.
And it's red. It's like
It's red.
deep blood
yeah,
red.
it's not,
burgundy
we
the
didn't
whole way
paint this
around.
part. Yeah.
No.
This I also love because I feel like
They're working together.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen that. Yeah, like just
Yeah.
teamwork fighting Ghostface.
I love that kick.
Yeah, that was Jenna. You know, she was like, I feel like I should be doing something, and we agreed. And so,
Yeah.
how did that kick?
Take this gumball machine. All right, so we like to stab Chad. I
Yeah.
sort of feel
Do
like as
not
a
count.
group we need to own that.
Do not count.
Yeah, and
He's become the new Dewey.
He's the
I
new
remember
Dewey.
Yeah.
I just do remember through the editing process, people going, he can't live, like he can't. And so to the point where we digitally removed
We
stabs.
VFX'd a bunch.
Yeah.
Of,
Yeah.
I think it was 14 stabs in the original cut of
yeah.
that, and it's down to like 7.
It was the wind would
That was
whistle by
same
him
as last
every
time,
time
right?
he walked.
And Mason in that scene, I mean, he's so great in the whole movie, but he gave so much in that scene. That was actually like really hard to shoot.
Yeah.
You know, like just kind of stepping that out. It's very short in the movie, but it was a lot of work.
And Guy and I had discussions early whether or not he would survive that. Mm-hmm. Like, not just practically, but just narratively.
Right.
But ultimately, you know,
And now things get confusing.
yeah, a secret feel-good movie was definitely the brief.
Knock me out.
I remember us talking about all that too at the end, like who comes back, who's there, and I love that we all agreed that this one should make you feel
Yes.
Yeah.
good.
Happy.
Like,
Yeah.
And there's something so fun in that the movie is a twist on itself. That the thing that Mindy gets
The twist on a
wrong
twist? Yeah.
is that
Is that they
everyone's
live.
expendable. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, of course, me.
That gets a laugh every time I see it. Yeah, with a crowd.
This is the beginning of what was probably the longest chunk of shooting. Scene 87D. It was.
I love you still remember that
Yeah.
scene number because it
Yeah,
haunts you.
we cycled the alphabet 3 times with camera setups. And it was just, wanting to make sure that all of the characters, killers, Carpenter sisters, that they all had a point of view in the scene, that we had something usable that we could cut to in any moment, knowing the page count and the blocking, that, we could always keep it interesting visually.
Liana surviving, being dead, and coming back was one of my favorite things because it was my favorite murder mystery of all time is Agatha Christie's And Then There Were None. And that's the trick of that story, is there's a character you think is dead who's sort of orchestrating it. So that was a really early sort of how can we
Take someone off
How
the
can we do
table.
that? And that's why we're able to actually have the characters grouped together much more during the movie. Where usually in a Scream movie, everyone's
Someone
off
has to
doing.
be out of
someone
the
has
thing.
to be. 4 people have to be missing for it to kind of work. And so we love this idea of underneath it all. It's like they're all together all the time. So how is this occurring?
It was a good way to get off the suspect list.
So unexpected.
You guys cast. I mean, Jack Champion and Jack Quaid look so much
look
like
so
brothers.
much.
It's crazy.
seeing them
Seeing them
together
at the
in New
premiere,
York this
yeah.
week.
Yeah.
Yes.
We had to tell them to not stand next to each other on the red carpet during the photo ops.
If anyone listening to this wants to do a deep dive, there are pictures of them together online, both giving a thumbs up, which are incredible.
The not for nothing too. The Avery and her team making each of these masks. That was such a feat to make them kind of age differently and
Distinct, yeah.
making them distinct. Yeah. We always go back to Gremlins. Like you got to have something distinct on
And just seeing the wall of masks in prep was just like really cool. Just an entire table and wall filled of Ghostface masks.
I love that shot of Leona. Yeah.
You did this as a family? Hell yeah, bitch.
I remember the bricks were something really, really early.
Crumbling
when I was in the
place.
warehouse. What's right?
From the crumbling place.
Yeah, from the crumbling place. Yeah. But it was in the warehouse, and I remember we switched it here, and you were like, "Well, I mean, bricks doesn't," and I was like, "They're gonna hold bricks."
Yeah.
Like, I was like,
Just
strangely
put a pile of
attached
bricks somewhere.
to someone getting hit in the face with a brick.
I remember that they're prop bricks too, and I remember just watching monitors and being like, they're squeezing the bricks too hard. They're like,
Those are sponges.
those are sponges. Yeah.
Easy it is to convince the world.
Maybe the bricks were part of a display. Maybe it was the car crash in Scream 2.
Because it's not enough to just kill someone these days.
The guy and I always did sort of love the idea of the misinformation. That this was kind of something that
Yeah.
Conspiracy
would only
theory.
happen in 2023 in this era. Like this wouldn't happen to Sidney Prescott.
Yeah.
Like you
That was
couldn't
in our
poison
initial
the well
pitch to
against her, but you
Spyglass.
could against Sam.
Yep.
Makes it more modern and of the time.
Yeah.
Into their own deluded hands.
Exactly. That's why it's the perfect alibi.
I also just love how you guys, I mean, because 5 is you're in that kitchen and you can't go anywhere. This is so, there's so much movement and it's so dynamic and there's so much going on in the frame with the stuff in the background. Like,
This was endless conversations about stages. Endless.
This is the hardest scene to block.
Yeah, this was by far the hardest scene
Yeah.
to block. And, I think what we ended up doing is we broke it down into kind of the 3 distinct beats. And then we're like, just trying to figure out what that would, how we can move them around. But I will say once we got into the theater, that became a whole different thing because then we had the stage.
right.
And you could get Dermot up there.
So, Scream Film School, you guys look at a scene like this. How do you start to break it down and figure that out?
Well, first we go, Guy and Jamie just wrote 10 pages of dialogue with no stage direction.
All right, so there's a mourning period. Okay.
So we get really mad at you guys.
I think that the conversation starts with, honestly, what don't we want to do? And I think it's that the fear of being locked in the kitchen, of being in a tight space and knowing that it's going to have to evolve. And so it's really, I think we all knew early on that we wanted to play with this dynamic of Dermot on one side and Liana and Jack on the other, that really sort of keeping them surrounded in different ways and in different moments.
We talked about Clockwork Orange.
We talked about Clockwork Orange a lot. But that was kind of the guiding principle, that they were lions circling their prey, and that you know that attack is going to happen at some point, and you're just kind of waiting for it. And then I think the sort of added challenge of this space is you have to cut off the ability for them to flee, right? That was a big, just sort of thinking about the logic of how would they escape, and then how would the killers prevent that escape, was always something that we were...
And Dermot holding the gun the whole time was part of that.
Right.
Like,
And you guys always were like, how do we get them up to the stage for this?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's one of those things too where we'd sit with Brett every weekend and just basically shot list, and this is a scene we kept going back to, and it would just be debate.
Right.
Where I don't know. It was a lot.
But I think once we really landed on this idea of, these are Richie's fan films, we're going to see him projected, the idea that Dermot could stand up there and have the ghost of his son on his face as he's delivering part of this speech just felt so emotional and so right.
When did it become Richie's Family? Do you guys remember?
It was pretty early because we always loved the idea of it being a family doing this. That was sort of the core of it. And I think we were a little bit at first because I remember Kevin saying, it's got to be primal, it's got to be emotional. Not just about this, but sort of about all of them. And I think that Guy and I love the idea behind 5, but the one thing we felt that was missing was there wasn't a primal connection to the victims. It was more intellectual.
Right.
And so once we kind of were like, no, Richie's Family makes sense. Like, if there's a story about family and found family, it makes thematic sense. And we love just the idea of this family of killers hiding in plain sight.
I remember that pitch. I remember the day you guys... We were talking about that, the killer, the motive, and you got on with us and you were like,
It
it's
was
Richie's
so
family,
awesome.
and it was so exactly like, yes, it was an inevitable idea. that
Exactly.
were-
We came to an
Yeah.
inevitable idea, it felt like. Yeah. And I think that, we wanted to. Our resistance initially was just we didn't want to hew too close to other Scream movies.
Yeah.
Because family is such a. But I think it's the thing you come back to in these types of movies, not just Scream, but slasher. I mean, listen, literally the first Friday the 13th is someone did this to my son, so I'm going to do this to
Right.
campers. The
It's a
second one is
revenge
someone
story.
did this to my mother, so I'm going to do this to
Right.
campers. Like there is revenge is a very, specifically, it's a good thing
Yeah,
for a
primal.
reason.
So did you
and-
guys circle it and then walk away from it?
I think I'm trying to remember, but I don't know. I think we were always into the idea of family. I think maybe we touched it and then walked away from it and then came back, or maybe didn't come to it because of that. But there was a little bit of a push against it at first, and I think we had to kind of just come to Jesus with it.
It really did click though in terms of like it is family versus family. It's
Yes.
the Baileys
Yeah, which
versus
feels so nice.
Bailey's versus
Carpenters,
Carpenters
plus
slash Loomis slash
Meeks
Martin.
Martins, who are the found family, and
Exactly.
Gail and Kirby are also part of that found family.
The other thing that I think that we really liked with all of it is the idea of physicalizing the
theme,
moment
yeah.
of you have to let me go. Like that was a huge thing for us of they have to physically do it in the movie.
This was a real.
Yeah, that
this
was really
a-
nice.
And
But
a
it was
real
tough.
challenge
Listen,
to
tough to
shoot.
achieve. But
Yeah, really challenging
was
to shoot,
really-
but really worth it.
I remember just when we switched to movie theater, being like, okay, but you still have to drop
verticality
There's
thing
gotta be a
has to exist,
verticality
yeah.
to it. Like, oh, Jack.
This was another one that the edit was really interesting on because you're playing all these different timelines
Yeah.
or different like
Sort of
just jumping up and
simultaneous,
down,
yeah.
and we
And they're
tried
both
different
such
versions.
moments.
But
They're both such like profound moments. You
Yeah.
don't want to shortchange any of them.
I do remember Jay, the editor, being like, "Oh, everyone has got a quip, quip."
Zinger.
yeah, they're quick
Zinger.
machines.
What do you call them? Zingers?
Zingers.
Looks like you're down another brother.
Zinger down there.
There's like 4
Zinger
in a
up
row,
here.
which we love,
Oh yeah.
obviously.
This was a late add to the idea that the projection is actually on our characters here. It's not how that theater would actually the projection would actually work in that theater. So we got a second projector and projected the image simultaneously onto their faces.
Sam killing his daughter right in front of her. Is pretty
It's such a
rad.
great reveal. It's a brutal reveal.
Pretty excited. I remember being like, more brains, more brains.
I love a good cuts of black guys on a fall.
It's unexpected in this movie, and then
yeah.
to go into his point of view, I thought it was really kind of fun and interesting. We haven't really seen that because we have Samantha now being Ghostface hunting him.
Which was a late ad. I remember
Yeah.
having Sam call. Originally, it was scripted as her voice, and having her call as Ghostface.
It's kind of a callback to one too.
Yeah,
when
yeah.
Sydney's doing it to.
Yeah.
But it just adds the you're in my movie now. It just all feels so much more.
I literally remember sending those by text.
Yeah,
Like I
it
was
was
like
such
Ghostface call written by text.
That's right.
What's your favorite scary?
I think I was like on the elliptical at like 7 a.m. trying to write Ghostface lines.
Be careful what you wish for. What a fucking line. It's so fun.
It is funny how handmade this movie is. You know, to go back to what we were talking about earlier, we had that kind of punk rock B-side thing. But it's I do feel even though it is a bigger movie and it is
See, you've put on your true face.
all of those things, it is still very much, I feel like we got to put so much more of our personalities into this one and so much more of kind of ourselves in a really fun way.
Yeah, and it felt we keep saying that it feels like a very intuition driven movie, that there wasn't time to overcook anything because we just didn't have time. So it really was, what's the coolest idea? Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
What's next?
Well, it goes back to what we were talking about in the very beginning, which is sort of you were finished with 5, and Guy and I weren't that far with 6. It wasn't like we had worked on the script for a year. It was it's like, does everybody want to jump on board this moving train? Because now the good news is 5 worked. The bad news is 5 worked.
Right.
And if we're going to do this, we got to do this quick. By the way, this was about upping the kill count from Richie.
Yeah.
How many?
I think it's 43, including the eye stab.
Yeah.
43. That's nuts.
And Dermot, I remember he was so the sound that came out of him, that scream.
Yeah.
After we cut, he was like, "That is the first time that sound has ever come out of my body."
Amazing.
Please use it.
This is just to say how so many people have such a major impact on this movie. Like that fire behind this, which gives it such an identity. That was because the stuff that Adam shot and Adriana shot. He gave us this thing with the fire, and when we saw it, we were like, "Whoa, that's got to be the
loop that we wanted
That's gotta be
5
it.
times
Yeah.
longer." This
Yeah.
whole sequence should sort of play to that.
But it's all of those things, you know, everybody kind of throws in an idea and the idea gets changed and moved, but it all becomes this bigger thing that everybody can have ownership over, which is so rad.
Totally. I love you talking about the background during Dermot getting stabbed.
Well,
in the
you
eye.
know.
No, it's totally true, and it
It's
gives it
such a big part of it.
It's such a big, and her emerging from the fire. And the fire there, and then,
like everything, the flare visually, it's just all it's such a.
And Jenna, was it Jenna's idea to give the permission?
No, that was ours. We were blocking.
I love it because I remember you called.
We were blocking it. It felt like
We got stuck.
What a moment of togetherness.
Yeah, we got stuck,
great.
which always happens with us when we get in fights. We've learned through the years that it's because
there's something
else
at
is
the core
working.
that's
There's a
not
third.
working.
There's a third way.
Yeah,
totally.
That's what it is.
So this font is the font of the original television program, Twin Peaks, the first 2 seasons. And this, I believe, Adam put in for me because he knew what a huge Twin Peaks fan I was.
Huge Twin Peaks.
Huge
fan.
Twin
This
Peaks.
also is what the first time I saw what you did here, I was like, oh, it's Last Shot of Ready or
Ready
not?
or not. Brett literally said when we were in the
Brett
DI,
entering the movie.
he said, "Guys, we got to come up with some new ideas."
Can't just rip ourselves off.
Hey, steal from the best,
You
right?
know, exactly right. Look, we're just stealing from the masters, Brett. I'm sorry.
This is another one of our favorite scenes in the movie because you just they're just so connected and so good. And it when we first saw the assembly, we had all the logic questions of, well, like, is Kirby right over there? What about Chad?
Yeah.
I'm serious.
But none of it matters.
Just don't let that
Just
air
don't
in.
let that
It's
air
not
in.
about
If you
that.
know, yeah, exactly right.
It's not about that. Yeah.
There's also, if with audiences, it's like the first time you're not waiting for a pop-up.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's like you're not like, oh, someone's probably going to come back to. I mean, I don't think. And so this genuinely popped people in the theater.
Brutal and definitive.
Yes.
I'm going to say anything about that. But the idea of using the television again, was early. And
That was early.
very exciting to
Yeah.
us.
Yeah,
Such
we
a fun
loved it.
moment. Such a fun moment.
And Danny went and got the cops. And it's great. Whenever you get the cops, you're supposed to go there with them and be in charge of them. So
walk
you want to
through and
like,
tell
all
them
right,
how
fan out.
Some pushing.
It's very important. Get out of my way. Crime scene. Let me, the civilian, in first.
I need some reinforcements. And I called Mount Sinai and Mindy. And
Also, the cops will be taking no one back to the station or questioning no one.
Not bad, cute boy.
I remember you really protecting this scene too, Jamie. There was a conversation about like, okay, is there a way to like tighten up the end of the movie?
To get out of the movie quicker, yeah.
And I'm so glad that you fought to keep that the idea that Danny, you really trust him. Like he's a good guy. That we have to close. We have to close the loop on that character.
Family now.
I also think, again, kudos to Brian and Sven with the music. It's sort of the sting they give him when he comes in sort of makes you go, oh, no, he's cool.
Yeah, it's such a warm moment.
Yeah.
Hey.
This day of shooting was a catastrophe. We had a stage 5 hurricane blew through Montreal, and we had to split up the day and come back, return to this
It's
location.
the wind coming off the
Rained
Hudson.
more the day we came back. Yeah.
Tyler, that's you, right? We got one more?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got another one here.
There it is.
Such a moment. Core fucking 4.
Yeah, I think if you're mad at us because everyone lived, cool. We own it.
Yeah,
We're okay with that.
Fine
Yeah,
with
I
that.
love it.
Be mad.
We're fine with that.
And Quinn.
And Quinn? Fuck. Did I miss the
Yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe Mindy could have limped up, but
Look,
yeah,
it's a hurricane. She's on a lot of drugs, as we
on a
learned.
lot of drugs.
A lot of drugs.
drugs, by the way? You guys should get
Twist on the twist.
Twist on a twist.
What do you mean?
I love how you guys staged this.
Well, this is one of the things you guys did in the script that was so rad that like we got to really have fun with. Were these kind of like quiet Sam internal monologue moments?
The darkness.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's
the
also
darkness
but it's
stuff.
also really tricky. Like it's one thing to be like, the darkness is creeping in. Now visualize that. Like
Jay is our editor is particularly great with that stuff too. I know
He's
that
so
he
good with
really
it, yeah.
loved those moments with Billy. They felt like you're kind of entering this psychosis for a few moments.
Love this shot.
Yeah, we love that you guys wrote a thing that we could do kind of a classic movie end of like just
Like
they
the
walk
pull
off
up,
into
the sirens. It's like, oh man, we're kind of at the end of Die Hard.
And
Look
I
at
was
that.
literally just thinking, I'm like, we clearly all just watched Die Hard way too much.
Yeah, right. But like, I also love that it's like it takes you a while to be like, oh, Danny's walking with them. He just kind of like tucked in with them.
Yeah, Josh came. He was on set all day for that one shot.
There you go. Brett
love
leaving the
him so
movie.
much.
He's reached the second story, climbing towards the third.
Bye, Brett.
Also, a ton of really great VFX work in that final shot, that
Shotgun.
skyline.
Also, Mike Shinoda, Demi Lovato.
Demi Lovato.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Guys, made another Scream movie.
There it
Hard to
is. He
believe.
screamed.
That was it.
That was it. That was the Sony Scream movie.
Screamed again.
I love the. When did you guys come up with this idea for the credits? Because it's classical, but it's not the same thing.
Yeah, it was a conversation with the company Picture Mill who put these together. I think we knew that we wanted the character cards to be projected on that old tattered movie screen.
Right.
And then this showed up as a concept that also felt really connected to the theater at the end of the movie, and it just felt so great. It's so organic and so much a part of that same idea.
And you know how we did the last one was very much homage to
Yes,
the original. It was
absolutely.
nice to kind of switch things
Touch
up
it.
here.
By the way, that felt very Batman '89. Just to say it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Picking these is always like the most fun part of the process. Yeah.
We honestly talk a lot about got to make sure that the characters all smile like while we're shooting a scene, like that there's some moment of them smiling because it's such a
So,
satisfying scene.
we really had a good time. Some of us made it, some of us didn't. But see, Elias Roger smiling. First Roger Jackson on his own card.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
I'm correct.
He shared one
nice.
last time.
He's so incredible.
He's so
He really
incredible.
It's just like it's amazing.
Yeah, Roger is like the unsung hero of all of these.
And called in for the Gale scene too, because that doesn't always happen.
Mm-hmm.
Final thoughts, gentlemen.
Tell us about Scream 7, guys.
I don't know. That could be it. I don't know. This could be it. Right here.
I will say one of the things I love about the way we all work, and we talked about this before, but it's that, you know, we do treat each movie like the last one. You know, let's not leave a bunch of stuff for later. Like, let's put it all into this and
Full meal.
trust that we'll come up with other stuff.
It's fascinating too, because doing interviews and stuff like that, like there are people who literally don't believe us. They're like, yeah, but like you set some stuff up for 6, right? Because obviously you set up the Tara and Chad romance. We're like,
We did?
no, we didn't do any work
Is that-
towards that at all.
Is that part of the fun for you guys too? Like knowing that you're going to have to get into the sandbox and find new ways to sort of challenge yourselves without any kind of preconceived notion of what it could be?
I think so.
Yeah, I totally think so. And I think that I'm also like, I've worked, I won't mention them, I've worked on movies where there's a lot of comments like, oh man, when we get to the sequel, we're gonna do X, 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 you know, it's like, and then there ain't no sequel. And so there's a little bit of a, you know, hubris thing to it too, where it's just like, make every movie like it's the last Scream
Don't
movie.
hold on to your good ideas.
No, get it all in the field, and if you get the opportunity to do another one, you're so lucky enough to do it, then you can start to have that conversation. But that's how Guy and I have always approached it.
And if there was a good idea that is lingering, then if it comes back around, then it was the right thing to put in the new idea.
Guy, was there anything from we didn't use in 5 that we put in this?
I mean, there was the Kirby discussion, so
There
we
was
finally got to do that.
that's true.
I want to say there was, but it's not coming to my mind.
No, I don't know if there was a gag or a like. Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything. I think we left it all out on the Montreal, New York field.
Love it. Yeah, watching all of the names in the crawl, I mean, gotta just say it, every single person here did so much for the movie.
Oh yeah.
That crew was amazing.
Really, yeah, the crew was
And
incredible.
I mean, just the production side, just so fast, so committed,
yeah,
and nice.
Yeah.
And
Because they're Canadian.
I've made a few. Yeah, I've made a few movies in Montreal, and I remember saying to you guys, like, you are going to have the best experience up there.
We truly
it's just
did.
a
It really was
great
amazing.
city to make a movie in, and you know,
And New York is a really hard city to double.
Yeah.
It really truly is, and they did such a great job.
Especially when you know New Yorkers are going to watch the movie.
Right.
Yeah.
And be like, the New York Times is like, where did everyone grow up? I just want to check that. Well, gentlemen,
It's been so fun.
Yeah,
it's
that
been
was a
so
blast.
fun.
Love you guys.
Love you guys. Thank you for your time and your talent. And
It's a shame that this is the last movie we'll ever make together.
yeah, no, it says we're all going.
Goodbye.
We're all going our separate
Goodbye,
ways
gentlemen.
after this. It's,
See you in Dublin in a month.
the door's been locked. Yeah.
See you in a few weeks.
Oh, real quick while we're here,
Oh, yeah.
soundtrack. We put a lot of time into the soundtrack.
Yes.
Like we're all kids of soundtrack movies, you know. I think a lot of us. I know. For me, it's like you think of like Top Gun, Big Chill, like
Yeah.
Dirty Dancing, just all of these Young Guns too. Like all of
Scream
these,
2. I love that soundtrack.
They're all So we put like there's nothing is in here by accident. Like everything is a real choice that we put a lot of time into, and we hope you like it.
Yes, absolutely. And since we're so close to it, hey, Tim Robinson, Jack Quaid, Tom Knoll. Since we're so close to it, very proud of you guys for creating the first Scream post-credit sequence.
Yes.
Truly a treat.
Really,
It's coming up
Truly a treat.
in moments.
I know people were very excited to see how it set up Scream 7. All of the Easter eggs we left for that.
We've had a lot of people reach out and say, "I hate you for that. I love it."
I love it. It is my favorite post-credit sequence of all time. Thank you all for watching and
Thanks,
listening.
guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Not every movie needs a post-credit scene.